welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, welcome, and for those of you returning, welcome back. I'm Jen, and I'm the creative behind this channel. I'm a freelance graphic designer, illustrator, and educator based out of the Midwest, and I run Bella and Sophia Creative Studio. If you want to learn more about me, you can find me online at bellasophiacreative.com. So on this channel, I share a variety of creative content focused on tutorials, resources like this video, and from time to time, a behind-the-scenes view of the work that I do as a creative freelancer. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and explore around my library of free tutorials catered to those of you interested in graphic design, surface pattern design, programs like Affinity and Procreate, as well as art and illustration. So this video is the final installment of my trend series for 2025. I'm really excited to share my rundown of the top 10 graphic design trends for 2025. Last video was all about surface pattern design trends, and this video is a rundown of my findings for the top 10 graphic design trends for this new year. I've been sharing trend videos for the last few years, and it's such a fun way to kick off the new year. I find that trends are really great resources that can help guide design work and inspire you as you create your projects for the upcoming year. I hope you find some inspiration today. Let's get started. So the first trend that I'm seeing for 2025 in the graphic design arena is charming scrapbook. I'm seeing more and more designers tapping into traditional art forms and bringing it into the digital realm. 2025 is bringing the charm of old school scrapbooking into digital design with a more curated approach using structure, placement, and balance. The charming scrapbook trend is all about incorporating layering, collaging images, cutouts, doodles, tape, and stickers in a really carefree but focused way. So this trend is all about creating a collage effect that incorporates nostalgic texture details like Polaroids and tape, torn edges, and paper, as well as a bit of a hand-drawn touch like playful doodles, scribbles, and handwritten fonts. The next trend I'm seeing is retro nostalgia. This trend of tapping into the past and bringing the ideas into the current times continues strong in 2025. Nostalgia for the eras of the 70s through the 90s is proving to be a really significant trend in graphic design for this year. This trend is all about mixing old school influences with more modern styles to create this warm and familiar feeling. Designers are drawing inspiration not only from visuals and concepts, but even from retro color palettes featuring the muted tones of the 70s, vibrant neons of the 80s, and a bit of that grunge color from the 90s. All of these ideas help bring you back in time with vintage-inspired typography and visuals that are a bit of a throwback to old-school posters and ads. The next trend I see for 2025 is Scratchy Textures. This is another trend that really incorporates a tactile vibe. With this trend, we're seeing a bit of a pushback against that very plasticky perfection that is a bit evident with AI. With this trend, designers are focusing on what machines can't fully create. The idea is incorporating the presence of human touch. We see this with smudges and fingerprints and imprints, and that etchy kind of texture feel is likely to be quite popular in design work for this year. Designers continue to prove what they're made of, literally leaving their imperfect mark on their work. Designers, lean into imperfection and add a bit of a tactile feel to your work, and don't be afraid to be adventurous. The next trend that I see for 2025 in graphic design is modern Nouveau. So this is a contemporary take on Art Nouveau. It's a graphic design trend that combines the elegance of the 1920s Art Nouveau posters with a bit of a modern twist by incorporating bold and traditional typography. With this trend, we also see scripts that are attention-grabbing and vibrant colors that are against dark backgrounds. And the modern Nouveau trend is all about remixing history and reinterpreting this very classic art and design movement. Throughout this trend, you'll see a lot of stylized illustrations, graphic hand-drawn style imagery that echo from the 1920s, and the trend also features decorative lines and shapes that add elegance with clean layouts that focus on typography. The next trend I would like to highlight is form and function, a little bit of a Japandi inspired ideal. So this trend really focuses on functional design that offers a calmer and softer approach. And I see this working perfect for health and wellness, as well as clean beauty brands, and even tech brands that want to swing toward the other side of the aesthetic scale and focus on calmer user interactions can embrace soft tones and natural textures. While a lot of the trends that we see on the horizon for 2025 are bold and in your face, I see the form and function trend kind of showcasing this timeless, calm, and practical design work. You'll see clean, uncluttered layouts, natural materials, muted tones, and designs that are minimal. I note that A lot of this trend is inspired by that Japandi design ideal, which is a blend of Japanese minimalism and Scandinavian functionality. And the focus on simplicity and functionality really allows the warmth of this concept to shine. Motion and movement is the next trend I want to highlight. Motion graphics continue to inspire graphic designers to play around with movement in their work. In 2025, I'm seeing this motion and movement trend continue to transform static designs by adding movement that sparks playful interest in the viewer and essentially is more of a focus on storytelling in design work. Digital creators and marketers are finding new ways to utilize and incorporate animated graphics within their work. With the ongoing rise of video content, this trend is expected to grow even further, especially with the advancement of motion graphic tools at the fingertips of even casual users. So Procreate Dreams has truly expanded the possibilities of this design trend, offering a really easy learning curve that makes it accessible to anyone. If you're interested in how you could add some magical movement to your design work, make sure you check out my Skillshare class that walks you through the Procreate Dreams app from the perspective of a graphic designer. I'll make sure I include it in the link below. The next trend I want to highlight is Heatmapping Mania. The Heatmapping Mania trend is such a fun concept and a great way to pull in gradient texture in a really unique way. I think that this is definitely one of the more fun and exciting graphic design trends for the year. I see it being used in fun ways, and particularly in poster design and web. Heat mapping introduces more dimension to visuals, and it ends up engaging users by capturing their attention with really great color stories in captivating patterns. This trend will likely work really well in animation, branding, and on web. Designers are increasingly incorporating color gradients and textures inspired by heat mapping within their work, and the results are absolutely marvelous. The next trend I want to highlight is Quirky Illustrations. This is a trend that I see in 2025 that will be a great way to create genuine and more approachable design work, and that's really through the use of these quirky illustrations that connect the viewer to the visuals that they're looking at. Adding illustrative elements is a great job of showcasing a playful and distinctive stylish vibe into a design. I really feel that illustration can make visuals more memorable and captivating by giving work a bit of a human touch. And it also helps brands stand out in a sea of very corporate branded competitors. So with this type of work, designers are embracing sketchy lines, imperfect shapes, and really fun colors. The charm of imperfection, especially with hand-drawn illustrations and animation, is a really fun addition to the trends for 2025. The next trend I want to highlight is dynamic typography. So font trends are always fun to see. In 2025, I see more dynamic fonts being used. More often than not, display fonts kind of had a bad rap for being difficult to read, but now they've really become creative art. Modern display or decorative fonts are incredibly varied, and they often imitate natural textures or traditional painting techniques and are meant to add more personality to your design. You will likely see these trends used for title work and layout and print design. And the final trend that I want to highlight for 2025 is sustainability and ethical design. This is one that I've seen in previous years that I don't think will be slowing down yet. It is the continued focus on sustainable and ethical design, and it's a movement that really focuses on ideals such as inclusivity and social responsibility. Designers are increasingly prioritizing the impact of their work on the environment and society, making sure that the work that they do contributes positively to the world. If you're interested in this kind of work, I'll leave a link to my Design for Good course, as well as a free workshop on YouTube that I helped to develop with the organizing group, The Deck Collective. This workshop highlights how the art and design work group that I'm a part of utilizes their skills as creatives to do positive in the social and economic justice space. With this trend overall, we see designers moving away from purely aesthetic considerations, keeping in mind a more holistic approach that really thinks about the life cycle of their work, including things like materials, the cultural implications of visuals, and the accessibility of design. As designers incorporating ethical principles, we're able to create work that resonates with audiences on a much deeper level and connect with people who have shared values and who really want to make the world a better place. And that is it for this rundown of my top 10 graphic design trends for 2025. If you enjoy videos like this and you have not seen it already, make sure to check out my top 10 surface pattern design trends video for 2025. I'll link it below. And if you want to see my past trend videos, I'll leave a playlist linked in the description box. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps so much as I continue to work hard to build this community and offer helpful art and design related content. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.